Hey, welcome to Pie Tales. I'm your host Lloyd, and we have a special guest as usual, Firdaws. Firdaws, if you can please introduce yourself to the people that will be listening to this, if they're not listening now.
Eventually they'll listen. But
Yeah.
hi Jamila. So hi, my name is Firdaws Ashiro. I on this platform I'm all about food and finance. I'm the founder of Fresh Hibiscus Tea, and on this platform I also share tips on ways to build up your confidence level. And yeah, I'm glad to be having this late afternoon chat with Lloyd on High Tales.
Oh yeah, no. First, I want to thank you for first, you know, uh, allowing me to contact you because it took me like I'm not gonna lie, it took me like 2 weeks to find you. I was thinking of I guess people that had products or just people that I could interview for the show. And I was like, oh, Firdaus would be good, but then I lost your number. So I was like, how do I find
I
this?
think I have a lot of questions about that. How do you forget or not know how to find me?
Okay, so I searched Firdaus on no, so okay, look, I had messaged you on GroupMe
hmm Oh,
because I had
really?
you. Yeah, so I didn't know if you were on there. So then I found you on Facebook, and I didn't know if you were like active on there either. So
hmm
then I had to find you on. So I know your sister has a. I knew you had a YouTube. So I think eventually through YouTube, I got like your actual Instagram name, and then that's when it actually came
Gotcha.
to. And I want that to be a lesson to everyone. Like if somebody wants to find you and or speak to you, network with you, if there's a will, there's a way.
True. I mean, I
Yeah,
still use all those platforms, but Instagram is the one I'm on the most, for
yeah.
sure.
And that's what I was gonna ask you. So like you said, Firdaus magazine is for every because I know you've been involved in food before, um, traveling. So that's just like your whole life in one place.
Yeah, like the Firdaus brand, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's kind of why I guess started this Pie Tales because it's actually something I did back in high school, but having like more resources now, I want to start it back up and like actually having like the purpose of like
Mm.
friends built it around this purpose. So, and that's what we'll get in today with me talking to you. Normally we would start off with a dessert, but we are in two different locations, so I was just gonna ask you, what's your favorite dessert?
Hey, Sakina. Um, yes, that's a great question. I like anything that has chocolates in it. Anything
Okay,
from ice
okay,
cream to cake to muffins, anything with chocolate, I'm definitely in for it.
I'm here for that. Hershey bars, M&Ms,
Yeah,
yeah, anything chocolate.
yes, anything chocolate. Nutella
Mm,
is my favorite right now.
dark chocolate and milk chocolate and whatever else chocolate, or just milk chocolate.
All of them.
All the
No
cocos.
discrimination. Vanilla chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, the ones with hazelnut in them, all of them.
Okay, okay. Love to see it. Um, I appreciate dark chocolate for what it is. I don't. I go for milk chocolate, but
Mm.
everyone
Yeah,
likes what
milk
they like.
chocolate is a good place to sit in the middle for sure.
Yeah. And then I was gonna ask you, what are you doing these days? How's life? Work life, regular life. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm just continuing to grow Fresh Hibiscus Tea. Right now we're in an accelerator program that's based out of New Orleans.
Hmm.
So it's just like the name says, accelerator. So they're there to help you grow everything in a much faster pace. So you have a team of really everyone in every angle aspects of your business. And so myself and my business partner, we are in this program really focusing on marketing because our product is already ready and already
Yeah.
in stores and online, but we want to get the word out to more of the customers and really grow it from that angle. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And then with my other other area of expertise, which is accounting. I'm continuing to do that work too as well.
Okay. And you liking it? Like you chose the right
Yeah.
major? Yeah.
Yeah, I like accounting. I don't really have, I like the general scope of accounting, dealing with numbers and helping others financially. I really do like that kind of work. And then Fresh Hibiscus Tea is like that space for creativity. So it just works out as a perfect balance for me. Um, and I like that.
Okay. Okay. I got another question for you, but that'll concerning that. But yeah, so you brought up the fresh hibiscus tea. That's why
Yes.
we're talking today. I'm glad to have a friend with the actual product out. One of my friends wants to work on, I guess, getting another beverage product, but not having much expertise. We're just taking it slow.
Mm.
So that's why I was just like, let's talk to Firdaws. Super proud of you because I remember you were talking about this in college. And so just like you were like LSU's one of LSU's like students of the I don't know of when they did like the little videos highlighting a student. So you
Yeah.
talked about wanting to be like an entrepreneur, like even before or even like in high school. So did you always know that you were gonna transition to making a product, or did that just one day you thought about it and how did this come about?
Mm. Um, let's see. I think when I was super, I can go way back. I don't know how much time you have.
I have a lot of time, so let me know
So
if you have other
I've
things to do.
always known I wanted to go into business. That was really clear. Like when kids were young and they're like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And kids are like, "I want to be a doctor. I want to be a
Yeah,
firefighter." I was like, "I
yeah.
want to be a businesswoman." Like,
Do you know where that came from? Did you have someone to look up to?
I think when I was in like K through sixth grade or fifth grade, our the head mistress of the school, she was a lady. And like I just liked the way she carried herself. Like she
Okay,
was the one that everyone like listened to and she like
like the boss.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was a boss lady and she ruled the school and I just like admired that. I was like, wow, she's so feminine but she's so powerful at the same time and she would be in like
Yeah.
a boardroom of like all these different like male figures and stuff, but she was like the only lady there. And I just admired that. I was like, I wanna be like a businesswoman doing something business related. I didn't really realize what that meant. And when I think at some point my dad was like, that's not a major in college, right? You don't just major in
Say
business.
business.
I
Yeah.
was like, okay, like you have to get more specific than that. I was like, okay, I need to think about this. And then like junior high and high school, I started taking a lot of interest into food, and not just like food, but like food presentation. Like I really find a lot of value in food that's packaged properly or is presented if it's like a restaurant, like in an artistic way. I just think it just amplifies like your taste buds and it's so much more appealing to consume. Of course, provided that the food is actually good, you
Yeah.
don't want a good looking food that just doesn't taste good. It doesn't really add up. But having that merge is like so important. I really took a lot of interest in that. So I
Hmm.
knew like if I was gonna do business, the type of business would be food related. So I kind of had that idea in high school. And then coming into college, I decided like, okay, well, food is something I know how to do naturally. I mean, I know how to cook and I can bake and
Yeah.
all those things. Um, but the business part, I feel like I could learn a lot from some institution or organization. So I figured I'd focus more on that in college and
Hmm.
kind of be learn like keeping an eye out for like what kind of angle I'll take food and incorporate that into my life. And so I decided like, okay, I like numbers, I like counting things. I can just run with accounting. Sounds super obvious.
Yeah.
Count things, accounting. I'm not gonna overthink this business thing. So I just went with accounting. Um, and so that was my major my freshman year. And then like towards the end of my freshman year, I told the council that I wanted to add entrepreneurship to allow me to have that creative like part of
Yeah.
my degree. And she was like, accounting is really tough. Like, you shouldn't add anything else to it. I was like, no, it's okay. Just add it. Like,
Yeah, just I know what I want.
I was like, accounting is not the main dish. It's a side dish. And the food is the main dish. And accounting is going to help me grow this food business that I want to do eventually. And I just looked at her. I was like, just add it. Like, please add it. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Um, she was like, okay, just do it. And I don't regret it. I don't look back. It literally, like, the entrepreneurship department was like the highlight of my college years. Like, I spent so much time being in that space. Like, I initially, my first food idea was to start like a African style restaurant, but like really do kind of like high end food. Like, really, if you think of like the culture that I really admire the most when it comes to food presentation is Japanese culture. Like,
yeah.
when they serve their food, the way they present like the sushi and
Sushi.
the rice and everything is just so aesthetically pleasing, the flour
Hmm.
on top. And I was like, I would love to take that concept and put that with African like cuisine in that kind of aesthetic. And I'm sure there are restaurants like that, which I'll probably make a list of that in the future. But that was like the thought that I had in mind. Um, but I was like, that's not something I would do during college. Definitely not. Running a
Yeah,
restaurant
a
instead.
whole restaurant. Yeah.
I was like, that's asking to drop out. Like, and I
Yeah.
was like, I want to finish my college years first. And so I was like, and like the restaurant industry is like so challenging and all of the above. So I kind of decided like rather than doing a restaurant, let me take something from like my background, my Nigerian background, which is a hibiscus drink that's like super popular. But
Hmm.
rather than keeping it in like Caribbean or African restaurant that you would find it, bringing it to the retail market, bringing it to a general place that everyone can have access to. So I decided to focus on hibiscus tea. So Fresh Hibiscus Tea was born out of that initiative, and and the way we make it and stuff is super healthy. So you have like this health benefit plus a cultural blend to it. So I was like, let's go with one little piece of like my roots and bring that to the market and just go from there. And I wasn't really sure when I was going to start, but once I started taking entrepreneurship classes in sophomore year,
Hmm.
then I met like all these student entrepreneurs that were doing all of these amazing things and they were already running their business. It just gave me
Yeah.
like the confidence and motivation, like, oh, wait, I don't need to wait till I graduate. I don't need to wait till I go somewhere else or any of that. I can actually start here right
Hmm.
now. So I kind of started curating stuff together and I started in 2017. So that's kind of how that journey came about.
Yeah. So that's very important that people know because the reason why I'm doing this is also to give like I guess well anybody perspective like high school students going to college, college students even, and then maybe parents that are about to send their kids to college, like just like a perspective on what they can possibly be doing, and they could be starting their own beverage brand in college right there. I mean, if that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Um, so, and you say LSU Business College, the entrepreneurial,
Yeah. The
entre
entrepreneurship, the
they
Stevenson
their
Entrepreneurship Department.
their classes really did like help you um with this task, with this great mission that you had. Like, were
Yeah.
the professors helpful? Like, I guess outside of class. I don't know how did that happen?
Mhm. Let's see, we did a lot of field trips while we're like the way our classes were tailored was some of the classes, like if you join the fellowship, which is what I joined, it's
Hmm.
like a honors program and a lot of like our classes, like our events and stuff were outside of class. So we'll go to visit like the mayor's office. We'll go to if like most of the fellows were into a certain industry, we'll go see those industries and like people that
Hmm.
are leading those industries in Louisiana. So it helped us like get an idea of what is going on in Louisiana and how can we add value to that and what kind
Yeah.
of ideas we have that can actually be beneficial to the community. So it was very tailored to like our needs, very like specific to the fellows' needs. And so in that program, I was able to see some food resources I could tap into, um, when to go see. like the mayor's office and all of these like things just to let them know like, hey, these are the people that want to financially contribute to the economy of Louisiana and like they would need support and
Yeah, yeah.
just talk to them and all of that. So in that program it was very tailored in that direction. But for other classes, like all of the other entrepreneurship classes, we they told us about events that was happening, like the Entrepreneurship Week event, or they had New Orleans Entrepreneurship Week. So they had events that they would tell you to go attend to network with people. Um, but that was about it.
Okay, so a lot of good exposure and then a lot of good networking came out of LSU ultimately. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. I do have notes that I might want to stick to.
Hey,
Um,
Aaron.
I guess
I
I was
see
gonna
some familiar faces.
some more people joining the line. So I was gonna ask, I guess going back to what you said earlier. So you work as, I guess, an employee as an accountant, and then like a business owner as the owner of or
Fresh.
co-owner of Hibiscus Tea. So do you like? I guess what are the pros and cons of both, or which one do you like more, being the owner or the employee? Like I guess because you can talk about being both of those.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I mean, I feel like it's nice for me to learn from the like my like supervisors or people that I work for as an
mhm.
accountant. I learn a lot of things that first of all how to lead. As a leader, I learn a lot of tips about that, how they interact with me. Just because since I'm doing something entrepreneurial, I have a startup business. My mindset is a little bit different from just like the typical like employee mindset. Like I'm
Worker.
always thinking about, oh wow, the way my boss talked to me was very like good. That's a really nice way to interact with people that are working underneath you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, that's a good way to treat people that work for you. Like I'm thinking in that kind of way, like for people that, because I do have people that are on my team that are working for me, right? So like I'm thinking like, wow, that made me feel great. Like I'm gonna implement that with my team as well.
Hmm.
Just like systems that we use in the company, the way they do things. I'm thinking like, okay, well, this is a really structural system, and this is something I can also implement in my own space as well.
Yeah.
So it's like it's great to be able to learn from others how other companies are operating and functioning, and
Hmm.
that's like something that I cherish as I'm young, and there's always room to learn something new. So as I'm like, they always say like to to be a great leader, you have to also learn how to be a good follower. So I feel
Yeah.
like I'm sort of in that space where I'm learning, but I'm also following. And at that point, I'm learning how to follow, and I'll be able to learn how to lead while doing it simultaneously.
Okay. So good leadership skills. Obviously, it's good experience, and then um, everything you learn, you can just relate back to your own things that you do on the side, or the tea. Um, yeah. So where can people find this? I ordered it online personally. I got like one of each flavor, so I think what it turned out to be like 12 of them.
Yeah, you got like a
Yeah.
mix and match, like
Yeah, and then
four flavors.
I gave some to my dad, or like a couple to my dad, a couple to my sister, and then I drank all the others by myself, and and I have one more left. So after this one, I'm probably gonna order more. But yeah, where can people find it, order it? What stores is it in? Let us know.
Awesome, awesome. So we are a growing company. Of course, you can get it online if you want to. You can also, if you're in the Baton Rouge area, you can get it at the two Mathern locations in Baton Rouge, and also Lighthouse.
Mithern's right on campus,
Yeah.
LSU campus.
Mm-hmm. So you can
Oh,
get it there. You can also get it at Lighthouse Coffee, which is a lovely cafe in town. It's very chic. And then also in Zachary, you can also get it in a juicery store called Zen Juice. It's like a black-owned juice company in Zachary.
in Zachary,
Then,
Louisiana. Okay.
and then closer to New Orleans area, you have the Paulina and the Plaza, and the other two Mathern locations are there, so you can also get it there as well. Um, and if you are in New Jersey area for whatever reason, there's also a Turkish cafe called Ant. bookstore, and our hibiscus tea is there as well. And if
How'd you
you
get
are
that location?
my sister, her partner is Turkish, so he was able to connect us
Okay,
to
okay, there
that
you go.
stuff, like, because in Turkey they also drink the hibiscus drink, so
Hmm.
it was like, okay, this is something that they're familiar with. Of course, packaging is different, but it was something to share with them as well, and we've been working together since then.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
definitely follow you on Instagram at Fresh Hibiscus Tea.
And also, if you live in Ponchatoula area, you can also get it at a restaurant called Hoki's, also a black-owned restaurant. A very nice spot. You can also get it there as well. And just stay tuned for our in our website and also Instagram highlights. I have a highlight called Find Us, or where we're located, and you can see all the stores that we are currently in.
Okay, okay. Thanks for sharing. I guess kind of on topic, I did want to ask you as someone that does travel a lot, internationally, how that's, I guess, impacted you or helped your perspective every time you come back. Do you see, I guess, things differently? So I know, like in college, you went to Hong Kong, for a study abroad program. So just like, how's traveling altogether impacted you? Because I know, especially in Louisiana, a lot of people, I guess, say they weren't able to travel a lot, like a lot of people I've met at LSU. So I don't know. How you feel about traveling? Where you going next? Where have you been? What's going on?
Traveling is like my therapy.
Yeah.
It's my therapy. Like sometimes people like, I mean, first of all, traveling is a privilege. I do want to acknowledge that.
Hmm.
Not everyone has the capability to travel, and I'm blessed to be able to do that when I can. However, um, there are many like affordable ways to go about traveling, and I do find those ways because whenever I need to cleanse my mind or I need to just change my environment, then I'll
Yeah.
just pick a location and I'll just go. Um, I've pretty much been traveling since I can remember, ever since I was a kid. We've always traveled somewhere, and
Hmm.
it's I enjoy being in a place where I can explore, like being in spaces where I'm experiencing new things, new emotions, learning so much from people. So like many of the places I've been to, it's always fascinating how other people are doing things, and it just widens my worldview. So you don't, I wouldn't. It's not easy for me to just accept like one side of the story because I've heard multiple people share their own stories, and I'm
Yeah.
able to get my own opinions without it being pushed down to me or just someone propagating one narrative to me because I've heard people share their stories, seen how they live their lives, um, and that just really adds to like how you see people. Like we have so much in common, and we really, luckily with technology and ease of traveling, we're able to collaborate better with each other. So when you travel and you meet people, or even like while I was a student in LSU, I spent a lot of time in like the International Cultural Center, where
Yeah.
I was always constantly surrounded by people that were different from me. They had
Mm.
different cultures. So just to expand my worldview, and till today we're still friends. And I know like when a moment comes, if we ever need to collaborate or do some project together, I know where to reach out to them because everyone brings something unique to the table, and I've been able to benefit from that. In terms of Hong Kong, it was really cool. Prior to going to that trip, the professor was like giving me so many warnings. He was like, "Are you sure you can do this?" Like the last time we had an LSU student go, they like had a culture shock and they came back to the US, and I was like, I've been moving all my life, like,
Yeah.
so I know how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. If you're in a place, everyone is doing something completely different. I know how to catch myself and just like stay put and figure out, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to get what I need to get out of this situation? And navigate through, like, I always think of myself like, if another human being can do this, I can do this. That's how I think of
Yeah.
it. We have to have something in common. If you can't be completely different from me, you're a human being and I am too, so we can work it out. So I told him like, don't worry about me. I'll be fine in Hong Kong. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why were they questioning you so
well,
much? It's like you
because
keep
yeah, because in Louisiana, like, not everyone is like leaving their state or anything like that. So he was concerned that maybe
uh
I'll be scared or I'll have like some people like have breakdowns and they're like, I can't do this. It's too much for me. It's too different. I mean, Hong Kong is a city and then they also speak Mandarin, but it's a kind of like a westernized version of like China in a way.
yeah,
So there's like English everywhere. So it's like you see all over the streets, you see Mandarin and you see English as well. So it doesn't really feel like you have to like you if you completely decide not to speak the language, you will be fine.
hmm
And then they also have like a colonial history, very much like Nigeria with the British. So there's that English like part of the whole thing. And the younger generation, they can speak English. The average like Hong Kong kid is like a polyglot. They can speak English,
yeah,
Mandarin, Cantonese. They can speak at least three of those languages because Cantonese is their own dialect, and then
yeah,
Mandarin is because of China being like their own big guys around them, and then English because of their colonial past as well. So the average Hong Kong person can speak three languages. So, and this is the younger generation. The other ones maybe not,
yeah.
but when I first got there, um, I was so tired that I didn't even feel like trying to like interact with anyone in like trying to speak to anyone in like Mandarin or anything like that. I just looked for the only English store that was open. I guess what was open? McDonald's.
So, but you did try to learn some before you went. Some
Well,
Mandarin?
yes, yes, yeah. I took a semester of Mandarin.
Okay.
And but McDonald's was like the first place I went to just because I was so jet lagged, I was tired. And McDonald's had like a 24-hour thing. So I just went in there and I just got whatever they had. And like I don't even eat McDonald's in the US, but when
Do
I
they have
was
the same items as our McDonald's, or were there like different stuff?
they have the same stuff, but like the chicken was a little bit different because I hear like like some people do explore this, like when you travel around the world and you go to McDonald's, the burgers, the chicken is different. Um,
Okay.
so they had like more of like their own type of chicken. It's kind of like a boiled chicken. It's not really my favorite type of chicken, and I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be the last time I'm gonna be coming here. But I don't feel like figuring anything out. I just arrived and I'm tired. So
Yeah.
that was like the first and last time I went to McDonald's. The only other reason why while I was traveling in Asia that I would go to McDonald's was for free Wi-Fi. That was also a good place. Like it was a reliable source of Wi-Fi. So
Okay.
that's another reason why I had gone there. But then afterwards, I kept exploring, trying all of the Hong Kong cuisines, their street food, learning like quick slangs, like how to talk to like locals, how to say thank you,
Yeah.
um,
Because you're there
hello.
for a whole semester, right?
Yeah,
Like
and I
three
just,
months.
yeah, about
Yeah.
three to 4 months. I did that. And the lovely thing about being in that area is while you're there, you can explore other countries. And a lot of my classmates were traveling literally to like every weekend they went to another country. But my mind was fixated on certain countries, and I got to go to some of them like Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia. Those are the
Okay.
countries I really wanted to see while I was there.
All right. I mean, in the overall great experience, anything that like stuck out, or was there any like, I don't know, I don't want to say any bad things that happened, but like, I guess what was the biggest struggle while you were out there?
Mm.
Was it just a breeze? You were just floating country to country?
I wouldn't say it was a breeze. It's like I was living in a city. Like, oh yes, when I first got there, because I never lived in a city before, with skyscrapers and public
Yeah.
transportation. Because I was used to driving everywhere, and Hong Kong was the first place I lived in like that. And one of my like my international friends was like it was me, this French girl, the Belgian girl, a New Yorker, and then a Brazilian girl. And the New Yorker, she's from New York, so this was like piece of cake for her. And
Yeah.
like every time we would go out, I'll always call her. I'm like, can you come with me? Like we're about to go on the like the public bus and the train. I don't know where it's going. She's like, Hong Kong is so tiny. Like you're never gonna get lost. Like the train literally goes around in a circle.
Oh, really?
I know, but like just come with me. And like so she's like fine, whatever. So like every time I'll go out, she'll come with me. And like literally one time we were in the train and it was super crowded. And I think she had signaled that we should like hop off, but I
Yeah.
didn't catch a signal. So she came up and like the train closed. And I had this moment of like, oh my gosh, like I'm by myself. Like I
Yeah.
have no idea where the train is going. I'm super nervous. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I started calling her. She's like, Buddha, you'll be fine. Just she was like just hop off. She was like trying to give me directions, but I was like, okay, I had to like literally calm down. I was like, Fresh, you got this. And like I just tried to like look at the map on the GPS on my phone, and I just came off the bus and I just followed the signs. Because
Yeah.
it feels like almost feels like you're in the airport every time you're going on the train because you have to read all the signs and like, make sure you're on the right side of the bus
Mhm.
and on the right side of the train and everything. So like after that moment, it was one of those things that sometimes you have to just be pushed into the deep end to be able to realize that you can survive and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And after
Yeah.
that moment, I figured out how to get out of the train and like I made it back to my dorm and I was like, wow, I did that by myself. Like after that, I just started going on the train all by myself and I didn't even like tell her anymore because like
Yeah.
I figured it out because I was like, I did it. Like I can do this and it kind of like built my confidence level when I was like, yeah, I got this. So and then like whenever I came to see my sisters that live in New York here, they were like, "Are you sure you got that?" Like, yeah, I got this. I know
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
train.
You can
Like,
never
don't even like question me. So yeah, but yeah, it's sometimes you just have to be like forced to fend for yourself, and then you figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, and you can't do much while you're panicking, so definitely calm down and
Yeah,
assess the situation, and you'll be okay.
yeah.
Or you were okay. Yeah. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I know you from that IT job that we had at LSU. We had great conversations. That's why I'm also glad we're talking again, because good conversation. We love to see it.
Yes.
But we also would talk about, well, this is like the last thing. We also would talk about like, I guess, meditation and yoga. So I was gonna ask you, have you been doing your yoga, your meditation? How's that going? How's your journey, your spiritual journey?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, I still actually did that this morning. I haven't done it in a long time. Hey Moad, hey Farida. I haven't done like yoga in a minute, but
Yeah.
like I was sort of like cramping up, like my legs were kind of getting cramped up, and I was like, I know the remedy for this. I'm gonna do
Hmm.
yoga.
Yeah,
And
you
like
have the solution.
yeah, like it helps to stretch your body out, like get that blood flowing, get you in the right mindset. And I was like, yes, I need to get my yoga in this morning because I was thinking of running, but I was like, I don't need to do all that, something too intense. I need just a light stretch and like the right mindset to get everything going. And yoga was just the medicine for me.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I did yoga. I've learned there's so many different types of yoga. I've kind of explored a lot of it, and I
Okay.
find that like Vinyasa yoga is like my favorite. It's basically like a flow type of yoga. So like as you're going through the motion, it feels like you're like water, like you're flowing like water.
Mm.
The movements it just flows. Everything just kind of flows. Doesn't feel like you're like pausing and going to the next movement. It just everything just flows. And it has like different levels, like just different levels to like doing like a headstand to just like resting or anything like that. So yoga is still on. Those are like the sports that I still keep up with is like yoga, running, and hiking. Those are like the sports that I stay up to date with.
Okay, that's good. Good to hear. Would love to see it. Meditate, well, as far as me, meditation, yoga. When I came back from college, like my mom, sister, and me, we got into like this hot yoga class. We were doing that pretty heavy, but I was also working out pretty heavy. And then it all kind of like ceased, and then COVID. So right now, me and my brother are actually doing like a boxing class, So I
Oh,
guess, and then like I'm trying to get back into running. So I'm just kind of on and off. Running's pretty meditative to me.
yeah, it is.
But yeah, no, yoga on and off. So at some point in life, I'll be yoga and meditation on full time. It won't be, but until then, we know, like you said, it's the solution to something. So um, we'll get there. We'll be doing it every day.
Yeah,
But yeah, thanks for
eventually.
sharing. Thanks for
I don't
sharing.
even try to burden myself or lie to myself that I'm gonna work out every day. I'm not gonna work out every day. I
Yeah, no,
just try to do like once a week. And
yeah.
then I'm like, you did good, Firdaus, you did good.
You gotta be kind to yourself.
Yeah, I'm just like, I have way too many things to do. I can't like I can't be working out every day. Um, I'm just gonna celebrate the one day in the week that I worked out and like do that the next week.
It adds up. It adds up. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm doing the exact same thing because I got a lot of things going on. And yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it. You did mention a restaurant earlier, so do you think there'll be a restaurant in the future, or you think that is that like a dream that may or may
Mm,
not if it doesn't?
the restaurant industry is just like it's too
Yeah.
much. I had to look at my what I want out of life and the few things I want, like my end goals is like I want to be financially independent, location free,
Yeah.
and for me having a restaurant doesn't sound like that path at all.
Yeah.
Um, except I become like super like brand, like I have a big brand name, and then I can just have someone else run the restaurant in
Exactly.
my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
name. Then I can do that to where I'm actually not running it. But really the only reason why I wanted to start a restaurant just because I wanted to see like a really nice African restaurant that was like high end, quality on point,
Yeah.
food like presentation like on point. That was the only reason why. So if it's an African restaurant like that, then
Yeah.
then my job is done. I don't need to do one. Like I'm gonna support them. I'll go there, tell everyone to go there. Here in the US, of course, because they have like really nice African restaurants all over the world, but in the US is what I'm speaking about. Um, and so I it's not really a place of interest anymore. I think there's other avenues for me of taking interest in other things food related, like food critic. That's something that I would love to dabble into.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and just
Yeah.
highlighting amazing African restaurants around the world, around the US to start with, really, really.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't know as far as presentation how they do, but I've definitely been trying in the past year, like Cameroon food and or Cameroonian food and Ethiopian food, and just good, just great food. Never disappointed.
Yeah, Ethiopian, yes, their presentation is very good. The
Mhm.
aesthetics is on point. The way they lay out the food is beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. I'm glad my coworkers put me onto that. But yeah, yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for talking to me today.
Of course.
Thank you for supporting the Pytels. You're now part of the Pytels family, so I definitely will be shouting you out periodically on my page, on the Pytels page, and yeah, I appreciate you.
No
Thank you.
problem. Of course.
All right, so yeah, nah, I guess we'll end it here. I just want to show it off
I
one more
do
time.
have some things I want to share, like some little announcements I want to share.
Okay.
So a few things like I already mentioned um the where you can find our product. And then also I do like monthly recipes on my Facebook page. I do like Facebook Lives at the end of the last Saturday or Sunday of the month. I usually do like recipes of how to incorporate the hibiscus drink into your life because we're really big on balance. We wouldn't be doing our job for just selling your product, but really highlighting how you can have a balanced lifestyle, and that's what we do on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Um, and then
What
I
is that? What's the name of the page?
Fresh Hibiscus Tea.
Okay, okay. I'll link it
So,
all. I'll probably upload this to YouTube and link all that.
okay, perfect. And then recently, a lot of people have been asking me questions about how I started my business and just different tips regarding like brainstorming how they can start their food business or anything food related in the entrepreneurial space. So I just opened up the floor for like a 30-minute brainstorming session. So I just wanted to like put that out there for anyone who has like food ideas and they're not sure where to start. I am doing like a 30-minute consultation, brainstorming consultation. Of the first one is free. So I'm putting that out there for anyone who wants just to be able to like, because sometimes you have so much going on in your head, and it's always helpful to have someone hear it out and they can share with you like their next steps. I have a client I'm currently working with, and the first session we did is just to lay it out what is like what do you need to do right now, what are the steps you need to take, and then we'll circle back and just move on from there. Because most of the things that I find like entrepreneurs that haven't started it is out of fear, or they're not sure what steps to take, or they also need a support group. And I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of support with what I'm doing and a lot
Yeah.
of really talented people that are really pouring into Fresh Hibiscus Tea, and I want to be able to help other people as I'm journeying in this path as well. So I just wanted to mention that. If you're interested or anyone's interested, just DM me and we can kind of go from there. Um, and then soon we'll be working on some crowdfunding. We're sort of in that stage, and
Hmm. Hmm.
I will be putting that information on Fresh Hibiscus Tea and also this platform as well. Yeah,
Definitely,
follow,
definitely. So,
follow, and thank you.
all right, yeah, y'all heard her. Follow Fresh Hibiscus Tea. Follow everything Firdaws, Firdaws magazine. Very interesting person. Um,
What does that mean?
no, I mean you're just a very interesting person. Like I said, you're one of the few people that I know that like has a business, and that business includes like a product out, and that's I think both of those things is very important because it's another stream of income, and it's like ownership. You're that boss lady that you saw. And, like, do you feel that? Do you feel like
No,
that boss?
I don't feel that because I have it in my head and I'm like, I'm still working towards that. Like this
Yeah,
business
yeah, no,
woman,
forever working,
I'm still
forever
working
working.
towards that. Yes,
Yeah,
well, I just yeah. So I'm glad you find these sessions helpful.
yeah. And yeah, yeah, this was great. I realized I was drinking drinks, or yeah, I've been drinking drinks full of artificial and whatever ingredients,
Yeah, we don't use artificial flavors at
leaf
all.
flavored. Yeah, that's great. When I drink this, it's so refreshing. I feel like I'm doing my body good. Like this is this is spiritual in itself. I read the label and it says like, our ancestors have been drinking it for centuries, and this is my first time drinking it. So that was kind of upsetting, but 24 years later, I'm finally drinking what, my could have been ancestors. I haven't done ancestry.com, so, but,
I'm
it
sure
feels good.
there's some. I'm sure there's some Nigerian in there, some maybe a
Yeah,
teeny bit. It's possible. It's possible because it's in West Africa, that region. So it's
exactly,
possible.
exactly. Nah, yeah, I feel great. Like I said, I'm probably order some more because that's my last one, and I'm gonna drink it now. That's the only reason why I was saving it, so that I can show it off here. If you actually look at my Instagram reel, you can see like the empty
Yeah,
ones.
I saw that. I was like, I thought the bottle's empty.
And I'm probably gonna keep them because they are glass, and I know you did that on purpose, sustainability purposes.
Yeah,
Big up to you. Big up to you. Um,
we'll try. We'll try and keep that up as long
yeah,
as we can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for talking to me. I shall be talking to you and asking you random questions and hitting you up randomly. Expect that. Just that that will be
Okay.
happening. And yeah,
Okay.
thanks for talking to me today. This has been an episode of Pie Tales. Yeah, see all y'all next time. Like, subscribe, comment. Bye. And guess I'll just
Bye-bye. Thanks for having me, Lloyd.
Cut the tape, that was the Lloyd intro. Yeah. This is history.